Hi, I'm Casey from Cherokee, South Wales, and you're watching one of me and my dad's favourite channels, Live on the Road with Yeshua and Trucker Ray.
Good morning. Yes, I am back in the saddle, ready for another 70-hour cycle. I am currently on my way to Abbotsford to pick up a load that's going to Pennsylvania. Yes, it's a bread load, but this time I'm going to do things differently. I'm going to put straps every 4 skids. This way it doesn't shift on me. For those of you that remember when I went to Pennsylvania with the other couple loads. Well, one was Pennsylvania, the other one was Atlanta City, or Atlantic City? Atlanta. City of Atlanta, that's right. 2 different places, right? And yeah, the load shifted on me and I had to get it reworked and it was just a nightmare. So every time I brought that bread down there, I think I brought bread down 3 times. Twice I had to get it reworked and had to sit around for an extra 24 hours. So this time I'm going to make sure that does not happen. And I'm going to put straps every 4 skids so nothing shifts on me. That's the plan. I had a great couple days off, spent some time with my daughter. We're driving around. She's been spending a lot of time at home, so I said, hey, let's get in the Jeep, let's go have some fun. Let's go look for toilet paper. Do you think we could find any? No. She's got lots, but I was trying to find some for a friend. I went all over Abbotsford, Chilliwack, Mission, Agassiz. I went to even Hope. No toilet paper. Actually, no, I lied. I went to a London Drugs in Chilliwack. They had 8 rolls of toilet paper, but they wanted almost $12 for it, and I just said, I refuse to pay that kind of money for toilet paper. There's always paper towels at that price. If you're gonna be paying that much, go for the good stuff. But we had a good time, and yeah, those 2 days are over, and now we're back in the saddle, as I said, back at it again, and looking forward to this run to Pennsylvania. Just something a little bit different. You guys have been looking at a lot of the West Coast, a lot of California, and a lot of sorry, a little distracted here. I thought I was turning left. I'm so used to going down to the border there. Yeah, just seeing a lot of Arizona, and now we get to go right across country again, and I'm looking forward to that. So that is going to be a nice change for me, and really, really good miles. Okay, well, this is probably I think this is the second time I've been to this place. I don't know how busy they're going to be today, but I'm guessing some of the loads are slowed down a little bit. We'll have to see. Look at how lovely this day is today. I just love it when you see just the sun shining like that off the buildings. It is just a lovely sight. Really love a beautiful day like this. Yeah, we just make our way up here over to the left. And I did request that I want to put these straps on, and I'm hoping that they are going to be okay with that. If not, I guess the forklift driver is going to be putting them on. Okay, we're all done. Only took them a couple hours to get everything done. Pretty close anyway, close to 2 hours. And the fortunate thing is I don't have very far to go across the border. Just right up here. But I will stop first and show you guys my new toy, my printer. For those of you that cross the border, or for those of you that just would like to have a printer in your truck. For whatever reasons, if someone didn't send you the paperwork, or you needed to send, or someone to send you something, or you needed to print something out for whatever reason, it's nice to have. And what did it cost me? I think it cost me a little over $200. But to me, it was worth it because it prevents me from having to go into all the truck stops and pay for the manifests. It's not that much. I mean, you're paying for $2 a sheet, so this thing is going to pay for itself easily. In a few months, it'll pay for itself. All the times I would have to look at the lineup here for Costco. Look at this lineup. Oh my gosh! It goes all the way around the building. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. You really have nothing better to do with your day than sit in a Costco lineup, probably for several hours? Oh. I thought the one that I dealt with over at Walmart was bad. That's ridiculous. Just go to the regular store and get what you need. You don't need to stock up for Armageddon. Not yet, anyway. Alright, so this is the unit that I purchased. It's called an Epson, and thanks a lot, Devin, for telling me about this. It's a great little unit. Look at how compact this is. It's very, very small. You can charge it, and I can't remember how long you can actually charge it for and how many prints you can get out of it. But it opens up just like that when it's time to replace your cartridges. It's right in there. It's very, very simple. And you just put your piece of paper in here, like so, and you fire it up. And at the same time, you got to check on your phone and wait for it to hook up. There it is. See? Direct. So now I will go into my email, and this is the part that I really like. There's my email right there. Press on my manifest. She's all ready to go. Print. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. So there you have it. The Epson printer. Then you just power it down, close it up, and once I'm done with it, I just put it up top here in the little cubby. Until next time. Now I'm just waiting. Oh, yes, you are good to go. Did you get your ace? Yes, I did. Okay, we're ready to cross the border. Lovely day today. It's just gorgeous. Sun is shining. It's beautiful. Absolutely stunning. And we're going to stop here at this rest area for our 30, and I'm going to grab a bite to eat. Because there's one thing that I have changed about me, and that is I'm starting to eat a lot better, because there's times I can go the entire day without really eating anything and then I have my dinner in the evening, and I'm noticing my body is not enjoying that so much. Now that I'm as old as I am, I need to start being more regular with my food. So that's what I am gonna do. Gonna make myself a sardine sandwich, and I love it. If there's any parking here. Hopefully there's parking here. Is there a spot at the end? Oh, you're kidding me. Really? I have to stop. I gotta take my 30. Oh, this is crazy. Can you believe this? There's like no parking here. No, I'm gonna park it right here. I don't care. As long as the guy behind me can get out, that's all that matters. I'm stopping right here. Ow, that hurt. Yeah, maybe I'll go a little further. I'll go a little bit further. Yeah. Look at all those wind turbines, I think that's what you call them. There's only a couple of them that might be moving. Some of them are on. I always wondered why they have some on, some off. Isn't that weird? The curiosity of a little boy inside, huh? All right, we're beginning our 30. This thing's a little loose, but it's just a beautiful day, just a lovely day. And you know what, my friends? I wanted to encourage you guys too, guys and gals. There's a lot of fear. There's a lot of fear building up, regarding this coronavirus. And I just want to encourage people to remember that God is in charge. He's in charge of everything that's going on. The media will hype things up. The things that people are doing, like the things I've seen over the last 2 days, just people hoarding food. Like I was over in the Walmart yesterday just getting a few supplies for myself, and there was a gentleman that was buying 2 huge flats of butter, and there must have been at least probably 40 cubes of butter in each flat. I'm like, what do you need with that much butter? Because I remember when I went into the Walmart, I was looking for butter because I'm changing to butter from margarine. It's better for you anyway. And I barely find any. I'm like, where'd all the butter go? Well, I walked out to the parking lot, and the guy had the butter in his cart. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So anyway, people are still hoarding, even though the governments are telling them not to. So remember that God is in control of everything. He's in charge of your destiny. Man will try to think they're in charge, but they're not. The government will try to think they're in charge, but they're not. God is in complete control of everything that's going on in your life. And if you have not reached out to Him, I encourage you to do so. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Just about ready to get going here. I was doing some reading this morning. I decided, I was talking to one of my buddies, Matthew. I have two friends that are named Matthew, but one of my buddies Matthew, and I recommended, hey, start in the beginning of Matthew, just work your way through the Gospels. Because he wanted to start reading the Bible, and he's starting in Genesis, and I'm like, that's a good thing, but you should start with the Gospels. Get to know who Jesus is. Get to know the apostles, or no, wait a minute, maybe he was starting in the middle, like Romans and Corinthians. I can't remember what it is, forgive me, Matthew. But anyway, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to do the same thing. I have not done that in a long time, so I'm going to be reading through the Gospels myself. But I ran into one verse. I'm doing the Sermon on the Mount, chapter 5, Matthew chapter 5. Everyone knows Matthew chapter 5. And one verse that stood out for me. And this is so very, very true. And it coincides with what I mentioned on my last Bible break on Matthew 24. Verse 16 of Matthew chapter 5, let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. There's a difference here between showing good works and saying, look how amazing I am, look how wonderful I am, compared to being humble about it and letting God see your good works, that people may say, there's a man of God. Glory to God. Look at this. They're going to give God glory for the good works and the way you are and the way you treat others and how you represent yourself. Again, verse 16, let your light shine so before men. Show them that you have a Savior in your life. Show them who is in control of your life, and that is Yahweh. Let your light so shine before men that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Because we want to glorify our Lord in heaven as much as possible. Yeah, because you don't get too many rewards from God when you do these things to show off. I have never been one for that. What if I'm going the wrong way here? Probably. I had a wonderful blessing this morning. I had a chance to meet one of my other YouTubers. Hey, John from Cranbrook. It was a pleasure meeting you. I guess he fueled up at the pumps here. And he was driving by and he seen my truck and he had to come by and say hi, and I really appreciate that, John, and I wish more of my YouTubers would do that. I love meeting people. It was a pleasure, John. And you know what? You keep reading your Bible, my friend. You keep being that man of God for your family. God will be there to bless you and watch over you. And yeah, he lives in Cranbrook. I have another friend of mine that lives in Cranbrook too. So he's a BC boy. Yes, he is. So, John, God bless you. And we hopefully will see you again. Hi everyone, welcome to this edition of Bible Break. I am Ray Gaucher. Good to have you with me again. And before you decide to go fast forward to the end of this might be very helpful for you, considering every government in this world is telling us to self-isolate, to social distance, to quarantine ourselves. So the message today, the title, Isolate Yourself with God. A little bit more of an uplifting message compared to what I've been doing lately. And I want to start with a reading out of Matthew chapter 6, verse 6. But thou, when you prayest, enter into thy closet, and when thou hast shut thy door, pray to the Father which is in secret, and thy Father which seeth in secret shall reward thee openly. What an opportunity we have right now to spend some good close time with the Lord. What's going on around us right now in this world is chaotic. It's crazy. Why waste it though? Here is a golden opportunity for us to draw closer to the Lord. And what an amazing thing it is when we can do just that. I remember several years ago, I was in a relationship with a girl I was crazy about, and she decided to break off the relationship. I didn't do anything for her to break it off. Her heart wasn't in it, and it broke my heart. It really devastated me, and even today I still have not recovered from that. It was so devastating. And when you spend almost 3.5 years with somebody and doing all these fun things together, praying together and going to church together and going to dinner, and you really think you're going to marry this person, and then they just say they don't want to see you anymore, and that's it. They just cut you off like that. It's absolutely devastating, and that's what I went through. But during that time, I drew close to God. I drew close to God for that very, very terrible time. And even at that time, there were days where I did not think I was going to get through the day. There's times I had to get on my knees in the back of my sleeper in my truck and pray for strength to get through the day because it was so difficult. Those are memories that I remember that are amazing. That God was there for me. He was there for me. And it drew me close to Him. And I can look back at those times where I'm at a rest area, or I remember being at a repair shop, my truck was broken down, and I end up doing a reset at a Volvo dealership in Salmon Arm. And I was in the middle of nowhere, but I had God. And it was just a very, very precious time. And if you go back in some of my past videos, you can probably see some of the After God's Own Heart episodes that I did during that time, and some of them are really powerful. God was really speaking to me. But I will say this firsthand: when you have an opportunity to spend that alone time with God, it is precious. It is wonderful. It is amazing. It is an opportunity to build a relationship with Him that you've never had before. Well, I have a really close relationship with God right now. Yeah, but you know what? It can get better. It can get better. James 4:8 says, draw nigh to God and He will draw nigh to you. Isn't that amazing? You draw close to Him, He'll draw close to you. There's wonderful things that God wants to reveal to you. There's nothing better than building a close, intimate relationship with your Creator, with Yeshua, with Jesus Christ. It's just a wonderful thing. And now that we are being instructed, unless you're an essential worker, now that we're being instructed to stay home, or you can't go out and do anything. My dear friend out in Peru, he's being told to stay home for weeks on end. He's using his time valuable, aren't you, Sean? Bible studies, releasing videos. He's doing a series on Revelation right now. This is times that we need to draw close to the Lord. And my dear friend, if don't waste this opportunity. This is an amazing time right now to draw close to God. And when you draw close to Him, it is such a warm, beautiful feeling. It's better than anything that you could possibly imagine. It's better than a relationship with your wife. It's better than a relationship with your husband. It's better than a relationship with a close friend. It's a relationship with your God, with your Creator. He can reveal things to your heart and reveal things to you that I can't even put it into words. It's just absolutely beautiful, and it's something you should be striving for. Here's an opportunity for me to get close to Jesus. Here's an opportunity for me just to build that relationship with God, where life is so chaotic and so busy. But now we have the time. Even as essential workers like truck drivers, we tend to find that we are staying more at rest areas and not interacting so much in the truck stops because they've shut all the driver lounges down. You can't go in, you can't interact, you can't sit down in any of the restaurants. So a lot of truck drivers are spending a lot of time in their trucks. My dear friends, get into this. Get into your, as Matthew 6 said, get into your prayer closet. Get into your prayer closet and spend that time alone with God. Revelation 3:20 says, "Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him and he with me." Jesus wants that relationship with us so bad. Remember that picture when Jesus is knocking on the door? And if you paid close attention, that there is no doorknob on the outside, it's on the inside. He knocks on the door, but it's us that opens that door and invites Him in. And what a tragedy it would be if we did not take that opportunity when we have it and just build that relationship. And maybe you don't know how to do it. Maybe you've been more of the world, hanging out with people that are undesirable, things we shouldn't be doing, maybe watching things we shouldn't be watching, participating in things that we shouldn't be doing. Maybe we're getting drunk on weekends. Maybe we're fornicating. Maybe we're living in sin or living in a relationship. How can I possibly draw close to God? Well, this is the perfect opportunity to make things right. Just make a decision to stop doing what you're doing. Talk to the person in your relationship, if it's a fiance or a boyfriend or girlfriend, and just say, right now, my relationship with God is the most important thing in my life, and I need to make things right. And if that person in your life is the right person, they're going to agree with you. And maybe they'll draw closer to God with you. Especially if you're married. What a beautiful opportunity this is for you and your wife, or you and your husband, to draw close to God together. Wow, that'll do amazing things for your marriage. Amazing things. Psalm 91:1 says, "He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty." He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide in the shadow of the Almighty. That's comforting. It's very comforting. And if you're not sure how to do this, well, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to do it. I don't know what to say to Him. Find a place in your home, or do this in your truck if you're a truck driver. Go in your sleeper. Draw the curtain back if you have to. Turn on one little light and just sit in silence for a little while if you have to. Sit in your secret place. Sit in your hiding place. And just think about God. And just start by, Lord, this is new to me. I don't really know what to say. How about I open up with just saying, Lord, I'm sorry, and confess some things I've done that have separated me from you. Because sin separates us from God. Sin sin gets in there and puts a wedge in between us and God. We got to get rid of that wedge. Let's clean the plate, clean the slate, clean the plate, clean the slate, and make things right between us and the Lord. And then now we can start to build that beautiful relationship. Confess the sin in our life and say, Lord, I really want to build something with you. I don't know you as well as I want to know you. I don't love you as much as I should. I really want to change that. And I want to build on that, and just really mean it. Mean it with your heart, because God knows your heart. He does. Jesus knows exactly what's going on in your heart. He knows how many hairs are on your head. He knows every thought. He knew you before you were woven in your mother's womb, the scriptures say. There are times when we have so much going on, we may not hear God. We may not hear what he's trying to tell us because there's too much clutter going on. And to hear that small voice, sometimes we need to be in a really quiet place. So let me encourage you. Take opportunity with this time that we need to isolate ourselves, quarantine ourselves, and spend that time alone with God and watch what happens. You will have an opportunity later to look back and, I remember the days when we had to isolate ourselves, and I remember those very special, intimate, beautiful times that I spent with Jesus. It was precious. But don't let it end there. Keep it going. Keep it going. Dedicate a certain amount of time in your prayer closet every single day, every morning. I find it's best to do it in the morning. I can't just get up. I can't start my day without my cup of coffee. Then get your cup of coffee. Go for a little walk around the block. Have a bite to eat. And then go into your prayer closet and spend that time alone with the Lord. You won't regret it. As a matter of fact, I'm hoping to hear some really amazing testimonies from that. Until next time, my dear friends, God bless you all in the name of Yeshua. Bye for now. Good morning, gang. How are ya? Just wanted to give you a little bit of routine of what I do first thing in the morning. Well, of course, you go in, you do your shower, you do all that stuff, and you come back, and this is my apple cider vinegar. I got another full bottle of this in here. I always make sure I got lots of this full bottle in here. And at one point in time, I was taking 2 shots of this a day, one in the evening, one in the morning, but now I'm just taking one first thing in the morning because you're supposed to take it on an empty stomach. And I normally don't have an empty stomach at night because I have my dinner and then shortly after I go to bed, and I'm not waiting until my stomach is empty. So I'd rather just take it in the morning, and it seems to be doing okay. So this is what I do. I take an empty bottle, a water bottle, and there's one little bit of water in here. There's little lines that are engraved on the plastic here. Well, not engraved, but you know what I mean. The first line, I usually top it up to about there, and that equals to about 2 tablespoons, maybe a touch more. And it's not gonna kill you if you have a little bit more. So I usually have about maybe that much, right up to that line there. And then I'll top the rest of it up with water. So I usually crack open a nice cold bottle of water. Always make sure you got lots of bottled water. Watch how much I fill this up at. I go right up to where the packaging or the label is on there. Give it a good shake. Believe it or not, this is very refreshing in the morning. It's really good for you too. Great for your digestive system. Just good overall. If you don't know the advantages of apple cider vinegar, go look it up online. Google it. You'd be really amazed. So right up to there, Almost looks like a little bit of lemonade, but it's not tasting like lemonade. It's a little on the sour side, just a little bit. Just checking my reefer to make sure everything looks good there. I always check to make sure no one's been in my fuel caps, like on my main tanks. Plenty of fuel there. No one's tampered with that. You always double check to make sure your seal, I know you got a high security seal on there and you're like, everything's fine. Always check it. I know guys that have ended up at shippers and, or rather should I say receivers, not realizing someone got into their trailer while they're sitting at the truck stop, and then the receiver rejects the load because it's been tampered with. Making sure the light works. So always make sure, because if your seal has been messed with, you can report it right away where you sit. You're not going to get in trouble if someone breaks into your trailer, but you are going to get some flack. If you don't report it right away, it shows you didn't do a pre-trip in the morning. Always check that seal first thing in the morning. And now that my pre-trip has been complete, I can now go into my satellite and put myself in pre-trip mode, even though I've already done my pre-trip, and now I have 15 minutes to spare. And some of you might want to use it to have your breakfast. Some of you might want to use it for other exercise. I like to use it to read my Bible. That's my Bible time. 15 minutes uninterrupted. There's no reason for me not to be able to get some reading in. So I will do my complete pre-trip and then I will come inside, and when I know everything looks good, there's two reasons why I do that for those of you that are just joining me for the first time. In case you've got a flat tire on your trailer, it's always best to figure that out before you put yourself on duty. That way you're not sitting on duty while your clock ticks away waiting for a repair guy to show up. So I'll get up in the morning, I'll check all my tires. Oh rats, I got a flat. Well, I didn't put myself on duty, so now I can call the repair guy, and it's not, I don't need to be on duty while he's on his way. I don't even need to be on duty while he's putting the tire on. I only need to be on duty when I'm actually doing something with the truck. But once he's done, now I'm going to inspect everything, then I'm going to put myself on duty, check and make sure everything was done properly. And if there is no flat tire, well, you do your complete pre-trip, get in your truck, put yourself on duty. Now you got 15 minutes to do your breakfast, whatever you want to do. I like to take that time and do my Bible reading. And my fellow Christians out there, I can't tell you enough. And I love to use that phrase, don't I? I can't tell you enough. I always forget to say enough. I can't tell you enough how important it is to get your spiritual food in. That is so important. Get your spiritual food in. Yes, absolutely. So I'm going to do my Bible reading and then we'll be on our way. Well, my friends, I've said this a million times. Always call and verify your appointments. It's a really good thing I did because there was a major boo-boo with my delivery. My first delivery is supposed to be on Monday for 8 a.m. Second delivery was supposed to be for 2,300 hours the same day in the evening. I would have never been able to make the second appointment because if I start my clock at 8 a.m., or sooner, there's no way I'm going to get the 2,300. I'm not going to get the 11 o'clock at night one because that's when my clock is pretty well dying. I won't be able to make that delivery. So I called the second place I'm delivering at. Turns out they don't have me scheduled till the 17th. That's Friday. I think that's Friday. I show up on Monday, and I asked the lady, if I would have showed up on Monday with this delivery, what would they have done? They said, well, they would have turned you back. They would have turned you away. They wouldn't have been able to accept you because it needs to be an appointment. So someone has me scheduled for the 17th, when in fact, I'm going to be showing up on the 13th. That's like Monday to Friday. That's a huge difference. That's a 4-day difference there. 5 days. 5 days. Obviously, there was an error with the computers or whatever. I don't know. I'm not going to say it was human error. It could have been error, just whatever. Anyway, the bottom line is, I can't say this enough. Whether you have your appointment sitting right in front of you, always phone them ahead of time and verify your appointments days in advance. If you can do it a couple days in advance, it's a good thing. Because I called, I was able to catch this, and now my dispatcher is working on getting me an appointment for Tuesday night, because I won't be able to deliver Monday night anyway, because my hours will be over for 2,300 hours. So I'm going to be delayed 24 hours, but that's not a big deal to me. I mean, it just gave me 3,000 miles back east. I'm very happy about that. But I'm telling you right now, phone ahead of time and verify your pickups, verify your drop-offs, verify everything. Because if I would have not called this in, that would have been a nightmare. I'm here to deliver my load. Well, we're expecting you on the 17th. Can you come back in 4 days, 5 days? No. So, they're working on it right now. So technically, they have a little bit of time on their hands to figure this out. Because today is Friday. I don't deliver it until Monday, hopefully. And you know what? They may not have been able to change the appointment on Saturday or Sunday. I might have had to wait until Monday to find out. I might have had to wait a couple more days. So, my dear friends, I say this because I love you all. Always make that phone call and verify your appointments and save yourself a lot of grief. Good morning, everyone. I'm just about ready to depart this pilot here where I stayed last night. And I just got some news over my satellite that west of the Rockies, they are expecting, well, west of the Rockies, I don't even know if it was west of the Rockies, Alberta, Montana, part of the Rockies, they're expecting some really nasty weather. Let's just say a storm. I shake my head. Just doesn't seem to go away. And everybody is looking forward to a nice spring season, but we just can't seem to get it. We're going to be going from winter right into summer. So I'm kind of glad I'm on this side. Man, I had a good rest last night. You know what? I'll confess this, that ever since I was a young kid, I've just been used to very loud noises when I go to bed. My parents used to party hardy, and I got used to falling asleep to very loud noises. And now when I go to sleep, I have to hear something or I just can't sleep. So I used to put my laptop on and just fall asleep to one of my favorite series. But then I'd find myself waking up several times in the night, just being woken up by it. So I thought, I'll just unplug the battery or unplug the power cord to the laptop, and the battery will just die on its own. And I'll be able to get some decent sleep. And it's been working really well, actually. It's been working pretty good. Been getting some really good sleep because the sleep has been very deep. I wake up a little extra tired and I'm like, oh yeah, I think I overslept. Which is a good thing. It's been a very blessed trip so far. It's not been bad. Did some really good mileage yesterday. Just under 680 miles yesterday. I'm hoping to top that. I don't know if I will, but I'm hoping to top it today. And get into Allentown maybe tomorrow. I'm going to leave very early tomorrow morning. See if I can get into one of the truck stops, but I don't know. People may be already there occupying those truck stops to do deliveries for Monday morning. We'll see what happens. But in the meantime, we're eastbound on the I-80 heading to Pennsylvania. Where we get to tonight, I haven't figured out yet. on the Ohio Turnpike on the I-80, just outside of Toledo. I think it's Walbridge I'm in. And we're gonna stop at this Flying J about a mile up here and top up all our fuels and everything, our fluids, fuel, etc. Been doing pretty good, about 7.5 hours of driving, and just no traffic at all, which is really nice. So we're making some good time. Just gotta figure out where this Flying J is. I think it's over to the right here. It's got to be hiding over there next to the TA. Oh, there. I think it's over there. Yep, there it is. So let me see here. You gotta pay a toll to get off the interstate, and you gotta pay a toll to get back on it. But you gotta get fuel. You gotta get fuel. Nice day today. 14 degrees. Can't argue with that, considering the weather said we were supposed to get some nasty cold weather in this area. And I'm quite pleasantly surprised we're getting what we are here now, so I'm not going to argue. Not going to argue about it at all. Sometimes you get in front of these trucks and the toll doesn't open for them and they have to put in cash, but I don't know how you're going to be able to do that on here. You're going to have to use your credit card. There's nobody working the tolls here. Open, says me. I hope you guys don't find this part boring when I drive a little bit like this. This gives us a little bit more interaction, I guess. Alright. That pump's closed, that pump's closed. And that one's open. I don't like these ones that are on the angle. It's annoying. Oh no, it's got an extra long hose on it. And that'll be alright. We are up to 3.5 cents a liter on our Flying J app. So we are one fill up away from getting 4 cents every liter. Or every gallon, rather. What am I talking about? Liters. 4 cents a gallon I'll be up to after this fill up. So what it is, it's a new app that's on your phone with your Flying J app. And every time you fill up, which is considered 75 gallons or more, you get a half a point. Oh, is it a half a point? Yeah, you get a half a point because it takes you 6 fill-ups to get to the max. So I think it's a half a point. No, it's not. That means it would take you 8. I don't know how they got that worked. Anyway, I'm down to the last fill up. After this one here, I'll be making 4 cents a gallon. So $5 a fill up pretty well, because they usually do 125 gallons, right? Good morning. It is a very early one for me. I know some of you may think, well, 6:42 is not that early. Well, it is in my brain because it's 3:42. Because my clock is on Pacific time zone. And waking up at 6 a.m. is like waking up at 3 a.m. It's very tiring. So I'm still having to adjust to this. Had a really nasty headache all night long. I think it's because I'm not drinking enough water. Normally, if I don't hydrate myself enough, I end up with a headache in the very same spot. And so I'm just going to drink a little extra water tonight, or today rather. And yeah, so this is the plan here. The reason why I'm up as early as I am, I only have 5.5 hours to drive. I'm going to make my way into Allentown, and there is a parking area. The reason why I'm leaving early is so I can get a spot, because there's not going to be too many options for parking there. The place where I'm delivering has a nice big parking area, but they don't allow any overnight parking. And I don't condemn them for that, because obviously the truck drivers have left a mess in the past, and this is why they probably don't allow it. Hard to get the cobwebs out of your head when you have to get up at 3 a.m. I do see several parking spots, so I think I'm okay. Well, I'm just grateful that I found a spot to park. Because when you get into places like this, yeah, it's really hard to find a parking spot. No, I could have went in behind there. Okay, I think I'm okay. No trailer dropping, littering, or dumping. I see nothing but garbage out here. It's not funny, but you know what I mean. Oh, you gotta be really careful too of these places. Look at all the garbage that's even hanging on the trees. Yeah, I'm guessing there's guys that park their trucks here and go home. No, that guy's sleeping. I thought it was a day cab, just... But hey, this is okay. I'm alright here. But at least there's a fueling station right there, so if you need to use a bathroom, you can. But I don't think that... I doubt it very highly that... I doubt it highly that restaurant's going to be open. I wonder if I should park in behind that Warner truck. Well, I didn't get a whole lot of mileage in today, but it's okay. I'm just grateful that I got a spot to park, because I got to do my delivery at 8 o'clock in the morning, which is going to be 6 o'clock for me, so I got to be up at 5:30 in the morning. 292 miles today, so that's okay. So this is what I've been doing, which is actually really well. First day driving, I did 598, then 667, then 685, then 683, and then 292. So I've been doing some good mileage. I got here in really good time. So I'm very, very happy about this. So what am I going to do for the remainder of my day? I'm going to work on a video, and I got a feeling I'm going to be waiting around quite a bit tomorrow too, and then possibly the next day, because of the delivery, the way they're delivering. Unless they have me delivering tomorrow morning very, very early, I might see if I can work that one out. But if not, hopefully I'll have a video finished, and by the time I go by the Iowa 80, I can just upload it right there. Alright, that's enough yakking. I'll catch up with you guys soon. But in the meantime, I think I'm going to have myself something to eat.